Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm talking about another product from Bellroy. I've done a few Bellroy reviews and viewers will know that I really enjoy the brand. And so the item I'm looking at today is this. This is the tech pouch. Now this is one of those great items for people who travel. And those of you, once again, of you who have followed my channel know that being an opera singer, I tend to tour a little bit and things like that. And so this is the tech carry pouch, which for me, I don't use as a in my backpack tech carry because it is a little bit bulky. But what I do find the use in this, if you aren't carrying a whole lot of other stuff, absolutely. But where I find this best use is actually in my luggage. It's where I can store all my bits and pieces so they're not floating around in my suitcase. Let's talk about a few features. I'll show a feel of it and talk about some pros and cons. The first main feature you want to take into account with Bellroy is the fact that it uses recycled materials as much as possible. So the leather tabs and zip pulls and all that kind of stuff, they're all environmentally certified, but the actual materials themselves are recycled materials. So for instance, a lot of their products use recycled water bottles as the material to create this sort of woven fabric. This is the marine blue. It comes in a few different colors. There's the new bronze color. There's the midnight. There's also the basalt, which is got a germ resistant coating on the material. And there's also the limestone, which is leather free. So it doesn't use these leather tabs and stuff. It features OOK zips. I don't know if that's OOK zips or OOK. It's just listed as OOK. And they're very smooth. They're nice. And there's a good rigidity to this case using that sort of material which you want in a tech carry. On the inside you can see there are a number of compartments, once again stretchy mesh material and all sort of quite well recycled. Now these products are, Bellroy is a Melbourne based company, Melbourne here in Australia where I live, so once again another reason why I tend to support them a little bit, but they're also all designed in Australia, but manufactured overseas. A lot of their products are made in places like India. This particular carry case, I find, as I said, I use this for in my luggage as opposed to sort of in my backpack or my travel, carry bag or whatever. As I said, it could be used for both. What I like is the fact that there's a lot of space here. There's a lot of little compartments, but there's also space within the case for extra bits and pieces. So it does, as I said, I use this for tech, things like hard drives and chargers and, power banks and cables and all those kinds of things. I'm going to show you sort of a kind of carry I put in here, with the exception of a couple of items that are actually currently in use. So I'm putting other things in their place. I think one of the things with a case like this is that you want your items to be protected. So having this sort of rugged material on the outside with sort of these strong sewn corners actually gives it some strength and rigidity, but also the material is somewhat weather resistant. Now, I say weather resistant, I don't want to say water resistant or waterproof, because if you fill this with your tech gear and you drop it in the ocean, your gear is more or less going to be, it's going to have seen better days. But if you're carrying this in your backpack or even in your hand, and it rains a little bit, or you get hit by a garden hose or something, you're probably going to mostly be okay. But it's the strength and the support that is the best protection I find from a case like this. Let's talk some basic dimensions for the Bellroy tech kit or tech pouch. We've got 72 millimeters. So just over 7 centimeters high. This is without it being pushed to its capacity or bent out of shape. This is the general standard shape. And then the dimensions here, we have 230 millimeters by 130. So it's just a bit bigger than if we're talking notebook size, a bit bigger than A5, slimmer, but quite bulky. It weighs 184 grams empty. So obviously what it weighs in your bag is going to be 100% dependent on what you put in it. For me, mine creeps up well over 500 grams. In Australia, the Bellroy tech pouch retails for $89. That is direct from Bellroy and also from retailers like Milligram, which is where I purchased mine. In the US, from online retailers, it comes in about $59 US. So I think it's an affordable option for what you're actually getting and for the quality of what you're getting. But you know, you are with Bellroy, you are buying items in quite a premium price point. Okay, let's do a fill just to sort of see what it can hold. So these zips are lovely. They're smooth, they're strong. I never have any problem with them whatsoever. Okay, I'm going to start with a couple of the absolute smaller items, things I like to carry. Now, some of these are things I carry every day, some of the things I carry for specific things, but they are more an example of what you can get in. Okay, so I carry a little flashlight. And that can go in that little pouch in the middle there. The middle one, I think, has the better access. Not necessarily because I think like you could fit things in these side little pockets a little bit easier, but it's actually, once the zips are open, I find that one the easiest one to get to. So I've just put like a USB drive in one, and I've put a USB converter in the other. There are slots for pens, so I tend to carry two things. I carry an Apple Pencil, which I tend to put down. I don't even know if that's a slot for a pen, if it's just where the tag goes, but I find it really useful for carrying, you know, a pen. And then you've got a pen loop in the middle, elastic in the middle here, in which I put a Lamy Zevo ballpoint pen. Lovely everyday carry pen, simple, affordable, and super reliable. So now let's put a couple of slightly bigger ticket items in. Okay, so I have a hard drive here. This is a larger portable hard drive. It's an older model. I've got a couple, I don't really have any newer ones, to be honest. So this could be a power bank or hard drives. I've got two here. One I'm going to put over here in these expandable pouches, which I like. And then here, we've got this magnetic slip pouch, which is a bit bigger. So I put the bigger one in there. It fits nicely. It sort of holds in because it's got a good support within the pocket, and so it sort of holds it nice and tight there and secure. I just have another little power bank here, and then another power bank because I tend to run things out a lot. So 2 power banks, 2 hard drives, torch, a couple of pens. Let's see what else we can get in here. So an item that I carry that is not an everyday carry item, but often, and I like to keep it out of the way. I just use a simple knife. This is a Gerber kettlebell pocket knife, folding pocket knife. Fits in there nicely. And what that does for me is, once again, it keeps it out of the way, but it gives me easy access to it. And then the last sort of slightly bigger item I'm putting in here is just, well, not bigger, but like to fit in one of the compartments, is just my Airpods. Which, to be honest, I often carry in my pocket. Now you can see once you start to get things in here, these ones become loose. So if you could double them up without too much of an issue there. Or if you wanted to put them in like other pouches. Then we have a bit of sort of free space floating around in this case. So what I'm going to do is I put a notebook in here, always handy to have on hand, and then just my phone chargers and cables. So, the good thing about a case like this is they can float around, and please excuse this mess. I'm just going to dump the cables there in the middle. And so as I said, it can carry quite a lot. If I'd done those cables neater, it would be easier to get this zip up. Just didn't want to waste my time. Okay, so that's quite a lot of stuff, and you can see it's sort of pushing a couple of the boundaries. You wouldn't need to carry this much, but that's kind of similar to what I carry. But what I show here by putting this much in the case is actually that you can put quite a bit in there, and because it's a flexible material, it has a little bit of sort of wiggle room within that, and it still has the rigidity thanks to these strong sort of corners and zip lines. So putting something like this in my suitcase, in my check-in luggage or whatever, means that it's all protected, it's all together. You go, oh, I need my iPhone charger. You grab your Bellroy tech kit out, and everything is in there, and it's super, super secure. And you can rely on a product like this because it is really, really well made. So let's talk a few pros and cons. Okay, cons. The only real con I have, and this is kind of personal, is the feel of this material and sort of how it crumples a little bit. Some of the other materials this is made in, like the Midnight, the black one, and the bronze, they're sort of more like a woven sort of nylon style material. This has like a plasticky kind of feel to it. And it does this sort of like little crumpling. You can see like the rippling kind of. That to me just isn't my favorite feature of this. But what I do love is the quality of the zips. I think they're really good, and they're strong, good strong metal zips. I like the fact that it opens. Got it caught on a cable. Of course I do. It opens out flat. Like, that's amazing. Now, this could obviously be a lot neater. Depending on what you're carrying, you could roll the cables up and put them under the elastics or put them in the mesh pockets. I tend to carry it because, as I said, this isn't what I carry in my bag. This is what I carry like when I travel. But just an example of how much it can actually hold. But I like the fact it opens out. If you're using this as like a everyday office carry tech kit, you could zip this out, put it out on your desk, and everything is there ready to go. I really do like the fact that it's got these multiple compartments. I'll just take these cables out so we can see things a bit clearer. It's got like multiple, like these nice mesh pockets, which stretch and allow for a good amount of stuff. You've got this nice magnetic pouch on the back here, which is great for a larger power bank or, you know, a phone or something like that. It's nice and secure in there. And the bigger spaces, and like, it's just got nice options for you, which I find really, really useful. Another thing I love about this product is, firstly, Bellroy make everything really well made. They have attention to detail. They go through many design options. They continue to improve items and create items. Like, there are smaller versions of this. There are, you know, other kinds of, you know, if this is too big for you, there are other options. Or if you need more, there are other options. And they always do this kind of thing. And as I said, everything is well built. Like, we can see from the sewing edges that everything is sort of nicely finished and covered. And, you know, they choose nice materials, and it's all well done. So this has had some use, and, you know, it's holding up really, really well. But what they offer is a 3-year warranty. So they trust their products. And to me, a company that trusts their products at this kind of price point, which, you know, it's a premium price, but not a luxury price. You know, you'll pay more for this than you will for a similar item like from the grey market on eBay. But with this warranty and all this, it shows they trust their product, and I think the design and the quality of what they do definitely shows that up. So this was the Bellroy tech kit or tech pouch, depending on where you look. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here, or drop me an email, which is listed down below. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your gear, whatever it may be, and I'll talk to you later.